Welcome back for our tuk-tuk tournament, the worldwide first tuk-tuk tournament happening at GauntletCon 2018. We have seen exciting races in Houston, the cradle of the Gauntlet. We have been in Miami already, and we have been in Venice. And to keep both sides between the Atlantic on the same balance, we are back in Europe, and this time in the old and magnificent city of Prague. Prague. It's an old city. It's a city with a labyrinth of roads. Our tuk-tukeros and tuk-tukeras will have a hard time to find their path, passing by breweries with fantastic and cheap beer. Don't stop, at least not too often, because we all want to make it to the finishing line. We are tuk-tukeros and tuk-tukeras. These are three-wheeled vehicles which in many places in the world are used as taxis or for transportation because they are fast, they are small and tight, and they often are decorated with vinyls and everything and illumination like racing cars. And this makes them the perfect vehicles for a worldwide racing tournament. And there we are. Since we are 3 players today, I have the honor to be another time with you. I play Jakke. Jakke is a gabber boy who lives in a bunker in Copenhagen. Copenhagen is the capital of the small country of Denmark, north of Germany. And this in the back is a real tuk-tuk. It's complaining because it can't buy, because there are many people bringing wood from the forest and blocking the whole road. And seems nobody is caring and doesn't let them pass. Because I live in Guatemala. Jakke has a best friend, and his best friend is called Boss. And this is Boss. Yes, I'm with you here. I'm also going on a tuk-tuk race today. Thank you. So, Jesse, who are you playing?
I am playing Harold, who is a retiree from Cincinnati, Ohio, who became interested in tuk-tuks and decided that he would start racing them. But the thing he must always do for good luck and to aid his skill is ride his tuk-tuk full of cats. He has at least 7 cats, sometimes more, depending on whether any strays join him. And these 7 cats like to ride in the tuk-tuk and provide him encouragement.
They look dangerous to me. I wouldn't come too close. Anna, who are you playing?
I'm playing DK. That is short for Donkey Kong. So I'm an android ape, and I'm the first one of us. And so I tried to escape the lab, and I succeeded. And now I live like in the underground and I'm a tuk-tuk driver now. And I have a banana engine because that is what I am used to like eat. And that is also what drives my tuk-tuk.
Okay, I go to the cats. I don't want to slip over bananas. Very nice.
You got that reference.
That's a loud tuk-tuk. So, first thing we do when we start a race is we prepare for the race. Each of us will describe how they will prepare for the race. This can be something they do in the morning before the race. This can be right at the starting line. This can be a flashback into your past. This can be anything. Anything we would also be able to see in a movie like Fast and Furious about flashback, starting line, whatever. So I need to say, Jakke is sitting in his bunker. I'm in my bunker in Denmark, talking with Boss. Hi, Boss. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm great. I will go on a tuk-tuk race.
Yeah, but we're not even yet in Prague.
Yeah, but we will be soon, and I've prepared everything. I've come up with an idea, a plan, a secret plan to destroy your opponents.
What? What are you doing? Something illegal?
As long as you don't know, it's all fine.
Betsy, how do you prepare? Better to say Harold.
Harold's morning begins by greeting each of his cats individually and giving them a small treat. If he does not give them the treat, he will have bad luck on his race. Today, he cannot find one of his precious kittens. Princess is missing. What will happen? Will Princess appear in the last minute and get her treat and save the race? Harold feels nervous. Oh, Princess, please come back. You're the only chance for me to win this race.
Princess. Anna.
Well, so in the lab, there was one day, this is like a flashback. There was one day where I was able to see a TV, and on the TV there was ballet. So I'm seeing this and thinking, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I also want to do it. So some people do like yoga for preparing, but I'm not. Like, I'm an android ape who is so into ballet, but I'm trying so bad before the race to concentrate myself. This is so much like stress and like all I can do is now dance, and it's a bit ridiculous as I'm doing my pirouettes and something, but it slows me down a bit, and I'm really enjoying it.
What a wonderful sight. So now we will pick 2d6 because we all played too many PBTA games. And 10 plus, or maybe not enough, I don't know. 10 plus is a full success. You prepared very well and you can describe why it went so well. 7 to 9, partial success, something minor went wrong. 6 minus, failure all around. Something terrible happened in your preparation. Just pick your dice. And I get a 6, so doesn't look too good for me. And you see,
Just got a phone call. What? They found my old track record as a secret agent for the CIA. And I'm involved in some terrible things they accuse me of. You need to trust me. It wasn't me. But the police is after me. And the Secret Service. They are waiting for me on the road. Try to kidnap me. You need to protect me. Okay. I bring my GABA music. That's all I can do, right?
so I start with 0 flow because I had a miss. If you roll better, you get more flow to start with. So Harold, how is it going for you? How is Princess?
Oh, it's not good. Not good at all. I rolled a 6 as well, sadly. And that means not only has Princess disappeared, but my beloved kitten, Opal, has also disappeared to look for Princess, and now I am down 2 cats. Of the 5 cats of the 7 cats that I need, I only have 5 accompanying me on my journey today.
0 flow for you.
I have a 10, so it's going pretty well. Maybe because of the ballet, I don't know. But this gives me so much energy and motivation to think about the prize that we get when we win the race. And with that amount of money, I could maybe buy the tools to break in the lab and save my partner Diddy Kong, because like it's like my best buddy in the world, and I have to save him. I have to save that little ape. Yeah.
That's great. That means you start with 2 flow. You want me? You're far ahead. Lucky you.
Yeah, cool.
2 flow. Now we go into the race. That means we go into the starting line. We all are excited. Behind us are all those locals and people who just joined the tuk-tuk race who don't have a chance anyway. So there are more of us, but forget about them. If you need somebody to crash, there they are. So what we do is we dive into the city of Prague, and I give you our first obstacle. Our first obstacle is in, where is it? See, I prepared everything so well from your side, not from my side. Here we go. We for sure start at the Radzin. The Radzin is this old castle where also like the 30-year war began, like at least in the house next to the Radzin, not in the Radzin itself. And it's also the place where Kafka lived very close. Very tiny houses next to the Radzin. The Radzin was built in several centuries. That means it's a mixture of all kind of architecture. So you see Roman influences and Gothic influences. And it's famous among tourists. So it's the perfect starting point for all race. And already the first problem, because we need to race through the church itself. We go into this huge building, and there's a mess going on because there was a misunderstanding about 12 p.m. and 12 a.m. as always, because they just mix it up. Our American organizers, that in Europe we have a 24-hour system. I told you so. So there is a mess going on, and the priest and everybody is in there. The church is full, and we need to race through there with decency because we respect religion. I hope so, at least. And so we all need to roll 1d6. And I tell you who is championed here and who is possibly troubled. The one who is championed gets +1 on their d6 roll, and the troubled one -1. Since Anna's Donkey Kong is in the lead, she rolls with -2 already. So I give her another -1 because Donkey Kong is not exactly well informed about how Catholic Mass go. And is it a Catholic church?
I disagree.
And I can't pick myself, so it's Harold with the cats who has an advantage here. So Harold rolls with +1 and Donkey Kong with -3, and I have a flat roll. I roll a 3. A 3 means my flow doesn't change. 2 or 3, no changes. Less than 2, you lose 1 flow. More than 3, you gain 1 flow. So Harold, how does it go for you? What did you roll?
I rolled 3, but if I have a +1, that means I get 4, right?
That means you have 4. And Donkey Kong?
I rolled a 4, but this is discrimination against like this android ape, because like you assume that he doesn't know anything about religion, but he learned it so well you can't imagine. This is like discrimination. So I think I have a 1 now. You said -3?
-3, so it's only a 1 you have. That means you lose 1 flow, you push your tuk-tuk 1 back, and
oh my God.
Unfortunately, Harold and we can't pick. Oh, Harold has a 4, so Harold gains 1 flow, and I stay on 0. Harold has the highest roll. How do you go through there with such elegance, or however do you go that gives you an advantage?
So, Harold, I move with the grace of a cat. That's what people have always said. And I don't know if it's true, but having these cats gives me luck. And the cats have been trained to be quiet and pay attention when a prayer is happening. And because it's the middle of the Mass, they have all calmed down, which calms me down, which means I can move through gracefully.
And Donkey Kong, what is not going so well for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I smashed the whole place. Like, I go in and destroy the benches because I'm so angry because I heard outside people calling me, well, that's the ape android, beat him, it's the ape android. And I'm so angry that I smashed the whole place. Like I destroy everything. I destroy the cross and people are like walking, running out, and I'm so afraid of me, but I don't care anymore because now I have like space to move. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now we come to our next obstacle, and this is proudly presented by Anna. So I will share my screen again to see where we are, and you can tell us what is so difficult at this place to get through.
Yeah. It's so difficult because you can't see the obstacles. They're like lasers, and only Android apes, specifically Android apes, can see them because we have a built-in like scanner. So for you, it's like, imagine Mission Impossible. Everywhere there are like these lasers, and as soon as you will touch them, the bridge will fall down on you. Yeah.
So who gets the +1?
Jesse.
Okay, so I get a -1. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Because you deserve it.
Because I deserve it. So
Yes.
But I roll a 6 - 1, 5. Still gain flow. What do you get?
Is that to me? Or Anna?
Yeah. That is to you, Jesse.
I rolled 5 and I got a +1, right? So that means I get 6.
Again, the best roll. And how does it go for Donkey Kong?
I have a 4. So what's happening now with a 4?
You are not alone in the lead anymore. So you don't need to subtract 2. So you just have a 4, and with a 4, you gain 1 flow. So that means we all move up. So current standing is 2 flow for Donkey Kong, 2 flow for Harold, and 1 flow for Jacke, the Gabba Boy. And the highest roll, again, goes with Harold, the Cat Man. So how does it go so well?
So my cats can't see the lasers because they don't have special scanner vision, but they do know how to move delicately and gingerly, and they know how to use their claws to disable the lasers. And that is what they do. And I send them out as a little pack ahead of me as they disable all of the lasers and let me skate right through with no bridge falling on my head.
Ooh. Donkey Kong, you have the lowest roll, but it still goes very well for you. How do you manage to go through?
Yeah, it's like a summer walk. I just like drive through because I have this scanner, and originally these lasers were built to defend apes like myself, but Diddy, my buddy Diddy and me, we found a way to change the whole system because we also learned to hack. Nobody knows that, but yeah, this is just a side note. So I just drive through because no scanner for me.
And so now we come to our last obstacle, which is presented by Jesse. I share my screen again, and you can describe what is so difficult there.
The tricky part of this obstacle is that this is a warehouse full of tires, obviously, and tuk-tuks are small, but usually not so able to squeeze through this tight space. However, a small path has been cleared as long as you do not disrupt any of the tires. Because if one falls, they will all fall.
Okay, who is troubled and who is championed?
I think Yucca is actually championed because he is small and has a small puppet friend to be able to squeeze through this space.
This is discrimination against the ape. You're all against me.
I was going to say actually that I was disadvantaged.
Oh yeah, I really like you, dude.
Yeah, but you can't pick yourself, so...
Oh, I can't pick myself to be disadvantaged?
No. Not even disadvantaged.
Oh no. Okay, actually, I'm going to change my mind then. I believe Donkey Kong is advantaged because of his heft and strength to move through the space, and Yucca is disadvantaged because lurking through this space are government officials seeking boss.
Oh no. And just one question about the current standing. I think that Donkey Kong is only on flow 2, right? Donkey Kong started at 2, lost once, and now gained 1. So I think 2 people pushed your flow up.
Yeah, I think that was like not on purpose.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So the current standing is nobody is alone in the lead, so nobody gets the -2 penalty. We roll, and I get -1. I only rolled a 2, which means no change in flow. Jesse, what did you get?
I rolled a natural 6.
And Donkey Kong?
I rolled a 9, like 2 dices. Am I right?
No, just 1 die.
Just 1. Oh, sorry. 4.
4. Okay. That means I have the lows, so I describe what goes horribly wrong with the secret agents, the government agents, sitting behind the tires. And so while I go through there, and I think I need to stop the recording there to be visible again. I put my gabba music on, and all the tires, they jump to the music because the bass is so loud that the vibration goes through the whole room. And through the little holes between the tires, I see the government agents sitting there like, whoa! And then I go left, right. I lose track of the course. I don't know where I am, just in the middle of a lot of tires. Then I see an exit. I go there, but they jump on the street. And boss jumps out. Boss attacks them with his kung fu style. Boo, boo, boo. Jumps back into my tuk-tuk. Take another turn, and I'm back on the road and straight in the direction of the finishing line. Yeah! But we have the highest roll was by Harold. How does it go so well for you?
Harold is steering very cautiously, moving through this space, this very tight space, when from above, boom, lands on the top of the tuk-tuk. Meow! Princess, you have returned! And I feel a burst of encouragement and speed through.
Only Donkey Kong knew that Princess is around again. So the 2 of you gain 1 flow, and I stay behind. So that was our last obstacle. We are now close to the finishing line. And so we move over to this very last part of the rules. You see a little dash there at the end where you could type numbers in.
Wait a second. How did I get through the wires?
Usually it's only the highest and the lowest roll.
Ah, okay.
Describing.
Okay, got it.
But maybe you can add that fiction when you describe how you go through the finishing line, because this is now the last part we do, and we are very close. So if you're excited about telling us what happened at the wires, then let's do so. In the full game without the tournament, everybody can describe, everybody who's excited to just tell us. But we want to keep this short here, and so it's only the highest and the lowest describing. So in this very last part, you need to decide how fast you want to go. You have to write a number in there, which is your speed. The highest speed wins the race, obviously. However, going fast is risky. If you go too fast, you could crash, and you don't make it at all over the finishing line. What we will do is, you need to roll 2d6, and you need to roll equal or higher your speed. So if you say, I just have speed 2, you will definitely make it over the finishing line, because you can't roll lower than 2 with 2d6. If you say speed 13, you will not make it. You can't roll higher than 12 with 2d6. However, you can add your flow. So the two of you roll +3. 2d6 +3. So you can actually enter speed 13. But it's quite a challenge to roll a 10 on 2d6. So be careful. Highest speed wins the race, but if you don't roll over it, you crash. And to make it even more exciting, we will reveal our speed all at the same time. So here's a chat window. You type your number, but you don't press enter yet. We press enter at the same time. I count from 3 to 0. Sounds good? So think about for a moment, 2d6 +3. What speed you would like to have. I only roll +1. And
could you please explain again, like 2d6, like the range from a 2d6 and then +3? Am I right?
Yes. So you roll anything between 5 and 15. However, with 2d6, the most probable result is a 7. 7 + 3 is 10. So with 10, you have around a 55% chance to make it. So a 10 is already risky, but doable.
Okay.
For you. While for me, a 10 is already quite high. Do you all have entered a number in the chat on the bottom right? Then I count from 3 to 0, and we reveal our final speed. 3, 2, 1, go. We all have the same speed. In this case, we will see how many of us will actually make it over 10, and the highest roll wins the race. But it's really, really tight. So I roll first to see if I can make it with my meager 1 + 1 flow. And I have a 9 + 1. I have a 10. I make it. So how does it look like for Harold?
Let's see. Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only got a 9 with my +3.
So you will have the opportunity to describe how you don't make it over the finishing line after we see all the results. So will I win, or will Donkey Kong make it over the finishing line?
So now I like 2 dice, right?
Yes.
Okay. 7 plus
your 3 is a 10.
10.
We have the same dice roll. In that case, it decides who has the highest flow. It's all well thought through. That means Donkey Kong is the winner, but it was like so tight. And now we describe from the lowest roll to the highest how it actually looks like. So
that's me first, right?
That is you first, yes.
Oh, poor Harold. Oh, Harold feels pretty good. He has been on top on every obstacle through this race. And he sees the finish ahead of him. And he's barreling towards it, making his way there, when darting out in front of him is Opal, the 7th cat, the one who went looking for Princess, but was missing. And Opal stops right in front of my tuk-tuk, and I have to stop suddenly to collect her. And as that happens, the other tuk-tuks fly past me, and I do not meet the finish line.
Oh.
All because I didn't find Princess and give her a treat. That is the problem.
With all cat owners, yes. So it's me next, and you see me running. I come out of the tires like with this kung fu fighter with me. I'm so fast, yes. Donkey Kong's behind me here. Donkey Kong has no chance. Oh no, there he comes. And the boss gets out and tries to stop. Donkey Kong jumps on his tuk-tuk and starts boxing and getting him down. But it seems I'm not that successful. I make it over the finishing line, but Donkey Kong is passing by. Donkey Kong, how does that look like?
I'm famous for my banana engine. And banana engine means this juice is like fire. Okay? I take like a little lighter and burn it on, and I'm like, whoosh. I'm so fast, nobody can see me. This is like so fast, okay? And plus to that, just in front of the finishing line, I think, well, maybe this is not the right way to win. Maybe I don't need this tuk-tuk at all. So I jump off, and as everybody is watching me, I'm slowly doing my pirouettes and slowly showing that I'm not only an android, but a human like all of them. And so I'm doing this ballet pirouettes through the finishing line so everybody can see that I'm worth it. This is how I win. And also after the finish line, I'm like, woo, 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 woo. Because then my Donkey Kong like impulses come through.
For sure, good. Thank you very much. We have a winner, and we have a second place, and we have one poor Harold who crashed.
Oh.
So close. Thank you very much for playing this. The game is over. However, I have one little thing I would like to ask you to do with me. It's a little ritual, and I like my rituals in role-playing games. And I have to admit that I would have never thought that I make a competitive play-to-win story game, because I think our life is full of competitions and being better than others and judging ourselves too much, that one reason I do role-playing games is because this doesn't play a role. And now I have a game in which you're supposed to win and be better than others. That is strange. And this is why I have a little poem inspired by all kind of other poems, which I posted in our chat. And I want that we all read this one after another in a language you prefer, which is close to you, your mother tongue maybe, or a language you really like, or just in English as it is. So I will read it in German, or rephrase it in German in my own words. Also, you can rephrase it in English in your own words. So I make the start. Das Leben ist kein Wettrennen. Jeder Atemzug ist eine Gelegenheit, innezuhalten und runterzufahren. Versucht Momente der Ruhe, der Gelassenheit zu finden. Wir alle werden es über die Ziellinie schaffen. Jesse, can you go next?
Yeah. Life is not a race. Every breath is opportune and slow. Find moments of stillness. We want to make it all to the finishing line.
Thank you very much. That is the end of the game. I stop the recording here. If you want to stay with me for a couple of minutes, I would be grateful, but you don't have to.